Programs Assistive Technology for Employment webinar. A little bit about the Maryland AT program. We are the statewide assistive technology program providing equipment demonstrations, device loans, reuse, financing, and training. We're a free program through the Department of Disabilities. What is assistive technology? Assistive technology, otherwise known as AT, is any item such as a device, a setting, an app, or a piece of software that helps someone with a disability live more independently. Assistive technology can really be anything used by someone with a disability so that they can live, work, or learn in a way that meets their needs. And there's no one size fits all when it comes to assistive technology. Two people with the same disability might use two very different devices. That's why the AT programs are so vital in supporting individuals to figure out what works for them and their individual needs. So thank you for joining us today for AT for Employment, supporting employees with disabilities. I always like to start with directing folks to the Assistive Technology Navigator tool. This is an interesting platform where you can look up different types of assistive technology based on the tasks at hand. So for employment, it can be any number of things: alternative keyboards, voice recognition software, adjustable desks, pagers, different types of readers, magnifiers, ergonomic setups. So let's take a look at what some of those things could be to support somebody with a disability in the workplace. And we're going to start with the office space. First, let's consider sensory observations. What is the level of distractions and noise in the space that the employee is working? Is it an open office? Is it a closed door office? What is the lighting like? Is it bright lighting? Is it very dim lighting? What's the desk setup look like? The height of a desk can really impact somebody's ability to work comfortably and for long periods of time. It's also important to think about the chair positioning and the desk positioning. What's on the desk and where is it? How does someone get to the things that they need to get their job done day in and day out? It's important to understand the ergonomic working zones. Your primary working zone includes your mouse and your keyboard. The second working zone includes your phone, your monitor, and any other things you might need, like your coffee or a pad of paper. Your non-working zone are those items that are sort of out of reach, but that you might need at certain points in time. They're there for you, but you don't need to access them constantly. You can reduce your risk of injury by just setting up your desk in a way that supports you and is comfortable. Now let's think a little bit about computer access. Utilizing the keyboard and the computer is one of the main things we do at work most days. So having an adapted keyboard or alternate input methods can be really instrumental in supporting someone with certain disabilities. There could be a one-handed keyboard or high contrast keyboards. For somebody who has limited dexterity with their fingers, their wrists, and their hands, they might need a typing aid or an arm support. You might even use an ergonomic keyboard. So there's lots of options to think about when supporting somebody based on what their disability is and what their style of input is. On this screen, you can see there's a standard keyboard on the left, and then there's an ergonomic keyboard on the right. Some people may not like that ergonomic style. It does take a little bit of adjustment and getting used to, but there's lots of keyboards to try. And of course, there's lots of different mice to use. So there's trackballs, there's standard mice. Let's explore. First, there's a vertical mouse. This can make it easier for somebody to support their wrist, to support their hands. It holds the wrist up as opposed to flat and is a more natural way to set one's arm. A vertical mouse is pretty easy to get too. You can buy them from most websites and they are very useful. A trackball mouse has a couple of great features to support somebody with certain types of disabilities. So a trackball mouse can help reduce the chances of repetitive strain injury. It's great for somebody who has tremors or unsteady hand movements because it holds things more in place. People whose fingers get easily fatigued will find something like a trackball mouse a little bit easier to use. And then there's also a roller mouse. This is sort of a novel concept, but the mouse is horizontally attached to the keyboard and it allows for more fluid movement. So someone doesn't have their hand or their arm separate from their keyboard. They have both hands at the keyboard spot, but in that place, they have their roller mouse. There are also lots of built-in accessibility or ease of access settings that can help somebody better utilize their computer. That can include magnification, contrast, keyboard settings and mouse settings, text to speech, and even speech to text in some instances. There are some things you can do on your mobile devices that can also support functionality in the workplace. That includes customizing focus time. So if you're using an iPhone or an iPad to get some of your work done or to support your workplace tasks, these are features you can set up. You can turn off notifications so you don't have distractions. You can use your calendar with reminders that include phone numbers, addresses, pictures, and notes. You can link multiple calendars. You can customize the labels in your alarms. You can drop pins in your map feature. So if you're visiting a place over and over, sometimes having a pin dropped can help with just remembering how to get there. You've always got it set up in your phone. You can set up Siri to read aloud your messages. And you can add alternate text to photos. So let's think about vision supports. So what can be done in the workplace to support individuals or employees who are blind or low vision? What we cover here is not all-encompassing. I want to remind folks of that. These are ideas, tips, but if you're interested in exploring other options, you can always reach out to our program. So simple steps an employer can take to support a blind or low vision employee. You can provide small group or individual tours of the workplace. That provides orientation, support, and it helps that new employee sort of navigate the work site more independently. You can provide adequate lighting in entryways, parking lots, hallways, restrooms. You can use decals on walls to help create directional supports. And of course, putting up signs, large, high contrast signs using tactile letters or Braille will be instrumentally helpful to employees. Thinking about magnification, there are lots of different supports available. There's low-tech magnification supports like a classic handheld magnifier. There are higher-tech supports as well, like a video magnifier or a CCTV. Typically, those are items that will sit on a desktop and you place your paper, your mail, your printouts under the camera, and then it provides that magnification. So you have a screen with things magnified. Sometimes that magnification can also read out loud. It can highlight the text as it reads. There are also more mobile magnifiers that somebody can take back and forth to meetings with them. They can fit in a briefcase or a purse. Lots of magnification supports are available. And then, of course, some of those, as I mentioned, can read out loud. And the way they do that is by using OCR, optical character recognition. OCR takes a picture of the text and it reads it out loud. Some of those desktop magnifiers or handheld magnifiers include OCR options. There are also apps and other types of devices. So Seeing AI is a free app that you can put on an iOS device, and it does the same exact thing. It allows you to take a snapshot of that print, and it will read it out loud. The KNFB reader does the same sort of thing, although it is an independent device. And then the Orcam MyEye is a wearable. It's a little clip that you attach to the arm of the eyeglasses. It allows you to sort of point your head, tap it so it takes a picture, and then it reads it out loud to you. It's a great feature. It also includes increased capabilities for facial recognition, room observations. It can be used not only to read text that's print paper in front of somebody, but also to read signs and use for navigational purposes. So OCR can be utilized in many, many different ways, and it can help with that sort of wayfinding, navigation piece. Can also support an employee as they're actually just reading content that's in front of them. There's also software programs that employees can use. ZoomText is a very popular one. That is a software program that provides screen magnification, highlighting, font management. Then there's ZoomText with speech, where it reads it out loud. A very popular screen reading software, which is more commonly used by individuals who are blind. This provides auditory output of everything, emails, web pages, no matter what it is on the website or on the computer screen, JAWS is going to read it out loud. And then there is also ZoomText that includes JAWS. So there's lots of marriages of software and ways to use software to support screen reading needs or magnification needs. There are also free screen reading systems as well. Some are built into the operating system of computers. And then there are also standalone ones like NVDA, which allows somebody to just download the program and have a screen reader available to them. Then there are also Braille note takers and displays. For somebody who is adept at understanding, reading Braille, a Braille note taker or Braille display is going to be instrumental in accessing content and taking notes during the workday. A Braille note taker is a standalone device. It does not require a connection to an external piece of technology. It allows the user to independently take notes without needing another device to talk to. A Braille display is a little bit different. A Braille display connects to an external device like a computer or tablet or a smartphone, usually through Bluetooth, and it utilizes the screen reader on that external device to connect and interact. So it's taking the content that it's pulling from the screen reader of that external device, and it's transmitting it and providing it in Braille to the user. And then the user has the ability to sort of interact with that Braille content. Let's also consider hearing supports. So for employees who are deaf or hard of hearing, there are a number of options out there to support them. Let's think about communication. For employees who are deaf or hard of hearing, it may be more difficult for them to talk on the computer, to join meetings. So let's think about ways that we can support them. First, we're going to talk about amplification and captioning. Amplified telephones can be instrumentally helpful to employees who have hearing loss. An amplified telephone is going to provide an amplification of sound on the phone. But then there are also captioned telephones. This is where everything that's being said is transcribed on a screen. So the user who is hard of hearing or deaf will have that content right in front of them, so they'll be able to read and see what's being said to them. It's written text that usually appears on a brightly displayed screen. Using ASL interpreters can be very, very helpful in meetings. So if the employee uses ASL, having an interpreter join that meeting to provide that communication support can be vital in ensuring that you're engaging and supporting your employee to the maximum capabilities. And then FM systems. These are wireless assistive listening devices. They typically pair with hearing aids or cochlear implants, and they're used for employees who are hard of hearing. There's a transmitter and a receiver when it comes to an FM system. The transmitter captures all the sound through its microphone, and then it transmits it to the receiver. The receiver is typically worn or connected to that individual who is hard of hearing, so that they are capturing that information in a way that they can hear better. So for example, on this screen, we have some pictures. You can see that on the top, there's somebody talking. They're wearing the transmitter. And then there are people at a table, and there are more transmitters here. Everybody's speaking, and all of that is being transmitted right to these pieces here. And then the employee who needs the additional hearing support is receiving that through a device on their end, where they can actually hear the conversation far better. There's all types of FM systems or assistive listening devices that can be utilized in the workplace. And by visiting the Maryland TAP library, you can explore a wide variety of these options. There are also visual alerting systems that can be used. SquareGlow is a very popular one, but it actually creates a visual alert so that when the phone rings or a doorbell rings, if the smoke detector goes off, there is a visual alert that happens, and it can also pair with a device that provides physical feedback, so a vibration of some sort. There are also some options for live transcription. Live transcription can be absolutely instrumental. So if somebody is, again, deaf or hard of hearing, they're at an event where they want to be able to hear better what's happening, what's being said. Real-time captioning can be a great, great source of support. That, again, can happen in a meeting. It can happen at a lecture, whatever it might be. And there are a few ways to access real-time captioning. There's apps that can do this. Otter AI is one. Live Transcribe is another. Sometimes there is the option to turn it directly on in your phone. So transcription provides just that real-time transcription of what is being said. It is typically through artificial intelligence. So there's not another person on some mysterious end typing this into the cloud. It is just AI picking up what is being said and converting it into text. And of course, utilizing captioning in meetings. That's another instrumental piece in supporting somebody who is deaf or hard of hearing. So turning on that closed caption feature, or inviting a live captioner to webinars or demonstrations is another way to support inclusiveness in the workplace. So what do we do here in Maryland, and how can we support you as you support your employees with disabilities? We are a free assistive technology service. We serve all ages and all disabilities. Part of what we do is maintain 9 assistive technology libraries across the state. Our main library is in Baltimore. It's the Schuler Assistive Technology Library. And this is where you can come in, you can make an appointment either in person or virtually, and explore different devices that might support somebody that you are working with. So we can provide that assistive technology consultation. We can provide a demonstration of devices, and then we can loan it out to individuals free of charge for up to 4 weeks at a time. So like the Public Library for Books, we are the public library for assistive technology. It's vital to us and our mission to make sure that when somebody borrows something, they feel empowered, they know how to use it, and they feel confident in using it at work, at home, or at school, so that they can really get the full experience of how that technology works for them. But again, there's no one size fits all. So the first step to borrowing a device is to connect with us, to talk with us about what those tasks are that you're trying to accomplish, what your setting is like, and then we can help you sort of narrow down some of the choices and then make together make a guess at what's going to work really well for you. We host lots of assistive technology trainings and events. We focus on lots of different topics related to assistive technology, including AT to improve mental health and wellness, AT to support learning disabilities, to support students in the secondary transition process, or to create meaningful days for individuals with disabilities who are in the community day in and day out, assistive technology to combat social isolation, and we focus on assistive technology features, those built-in accessibility features in Chromebooks, Macs, and Windows-based computers. We also host lots of events throughout the year, including statewide inclusive gaming events. We have mobile gaming kits that we can loan out. We host a financial resiliency month, and we've hosted technology talks and tours. Through our program, we also run a high-tech AT reuse center. So this is where we take items that are donated to us by organizations, by companies, by individuals. And we refurbish them, we make sure they're in decent working order, and we provide them back out to individuals for free. So if somebody cannot afford the purchase of a new assistive technology device, they can certainly ask what's in our reuse inventory. We also have a link to our online inventory on our website, so you can search what's in there. Things come and go daily, but there's lots of items, including video magnifiers, CCTVs, eye gaze systems, communication devices, telephones, amplified telephones. So we encourage individuals to reach out to us and ask questions. We will work with you to try and fit you with the best device to support your needs. We also run a 3D printing AT fabrication program or lab right in our office. This is a space where we are printing 3D devices that can include readers, grips, bag carriers, can handles, all sorts of different items. And you can view our catalog on our website. You can request items, and we can ship them to you free of charge. We also run an AT financial loan program. This is vital to supporting our consumers who need to purchase expensive assistive technology. A lot of times that includes things like hearing aids, home modifications, vehicles, computers. Anybody can apply through us as long as they have a disability or they're applying on behalf of someone with a disability. We offer low interest loans, anywhere in the range of $500 up to $70,000. What we like to say is follow the map. How to access assistive technology. And let's walk through this for just a moment. We want to identify the challenge. So what's something that you are having difficulty doing that you would like to do more independently? Then reach out to us. We can schedule that free consultation. We have AT specialists on staff who will walk through what you're experiencing, what you're trying to do, what your setting is like, what your disability is. And from there, we'll help you narrow down some choices so that you can have an opportunity to try technology that's going to help you meet those goals. And then you're going to try it out through us. From there, we want to help you make that decision. If it works for you, excellent. We're going to help you find the place to go to purchase that assistive technology or to get it for free. But if it doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean the process ends. That means we revisit the consultation piece. We go back to what are you trying to do? What is your disability? How have you used technology in the past? How have things changed? And from there, we will explore more options till we help you find what's going to work and meet your needs. Once you've made a decision, we will help you find ways to purchase it, whether that's through us, through grant funding, or through a donated piece of equipment in our reuse program. We encourage you to find out more about assistive technology. To understand the services we offer, you can visit us on our award-winning blog. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you have questions, we always want you to reach out. You can email us anytime at mdtap.general@maryland.gov. You can visit our website at www.mdtap.org, or you can call us at 1-800-832-4827. I thank you for joining us today to learn a little bit more about assistive technology to support employment. Again, there's no one size fits all, but hopefully this gives you an idea of some ways to support employees who have a variety of disabilities. And reach out to us if you have an employee or you are an employee who would like to get some additional supports so that you can get your work done